welcome to another BU video. Yeah, let's just get right on into this. So, the number one thing, if you watched my little me video, I think that I said this in my little me video, but one of the main things that I really wish I would have known as a younger person was to communicate with my parents and my family better, because I really was not very good with communicating with them. I was very scared to communicate with them, and I don't like that feeling, and I know many of you probably don't, and if you are in this same similar situation, then I'm just going to give you some small tips on how to communicate with your family or anyone else who is trying to get you to do something you don't want to do, such as like acting. If you don't want to act, like, you know, you shouldn't be pressured to act, or, you know, doing well in math when you hate math. So I'm not saying do terrible. I'm just saying there's ways to talk to them about things that you might not really want to talk to them about. So, for example, if you did something that you're not really, okay, if you did something you weren't supposed to do, like smoking or something like that, and you know they're gonna find out, so you want to tell them first. This one is probably the hardest one and the most difficult one that a lot of us have problems communicating with our family. But my best advice to you guys is that just start off by saying, this is what I did. And then, you know, as scary as that is, just be completely upfront with them. I did this thing like crazy, and I still do it, where I talk in circles and circles and circles, and then I finally get to what I'm saying, and then they're like, what? That took you so long to get to. But yeah, so I say just be forward and honest. Be like, I smoked, and I know it's wrong. I know I'm not supposed to do it. You know, and then depending on how it went, like how smoking was for you, if you're not going to do it again, then tell them that. Tell them you really didn't like it. It wasn't something you enjoyed, and you're sorry. But if you did enjoy it and you do really like it, then maybe you need to have a longer conversation with them. And of course they're not going to like it, but if you are coming from a place where you're like, I did do this and I am sorry, then chances are they'll be more willing to talk about it and to talk it over with you, to talk it through with you. And yeah, I just think communication with your parents is incredibly important, especially during high school, because we go through, I'm sorry if I'm squinting, by the way, it's kind of bright outside. Especially during high school, because we go through so much in high school. It's one way you could communicate if you did something wrong. And hopefully that conversation will go over well. You still might get in trouble. I'm not saying you're not going to get in trouble, but it's just better to be open and honest than to hide things. And I definitely believe that. I hid a lot of stuff in high school, you know, and it was stuff that I hated hiding from them, but I didn't know how to bring it up. And I will be doing a video on that in the future. But it was something that was really hard for me to tell them, and I think it would have been easier for me to tell them if I had been open and communicative with them before that, if that makes sense. So, you know, even the bad things, if you're communicating with them, then the things that you really need help with, the things that maybe something happened to you and you're like afraid to tell your family for A, B, C reason, I just think that if you're communicating with them on everything before something like that happens, it's just going to be better for you, and you'll be able to get the help you need, or anyone who's taking care of you, anyone who is someone that protects you and helps you out, you know, someone you trust. Just build that relationship. It's so important to build that relationship. So yeah. So the second thing is, like, if you have to tell them something that, you know, maybe happened to you, like maybe someone punched you in school and for some reason you feel ashamed about it and you don't want to tell them, you think they're gonna blame you, that it was your fault or something like that. If you're hiding like a bullying thing or a harassment thing, then, you know, that's kind of a big thing, and it's very scary, those kinds of things. You know, half the time I didn't tell my family when I was being bullied, because either they were just like, oh, you should just ignore it, or oh, you should shake it off. And it's like, that is not the kind of advice that you need when you're being bullied, especially if you're being threatened or something like that. You just need someone to be able to listen to you and to try to help you out in any way they can, instead of say, oh, you need to just shake it off, you know. So if there is a serious matter going on and you're worried that your parents might blame you or they might not take you seriously, I would say the number one way to get through to them is to be like, look, I'm really, really scared, or look, I'm really, really nervous, or something like that. Just immediately set the tone of how you feel so that they'll take it more seriously. That is, I think, the best way to handle it. So like if you're being bullied, just say, look, I'm really, really scared to even step foot in school right now. I really need your help. I need you to support me. I need you to talk to the administrators or something like that, because I'm afraid to go to school and I shouldn't be afraid to go to school. And that'll open up the conversation for you guys to be like, oh, let's figure out how to handle this situation, whatever it may be. If it's a serious issue that is making you feel unsafe or has made you feel unsafe, or something happened to you that's serious, I think the best way to open it up is to tell them how you feel and be a little bit dramatic about it, because that way they will be able to be like, oh, wait, this is really a serious thing. And I wish I would have done that too, because being so bullied so badly that I didn't even go to class because I didn't feel safe. They were saying they were gonna like kick my ass at a random time, and it was scary. It was really scary. I didn't feel safe. I felt like, any day I could like die or something. And that seems like very dramatic now looking back, but it is a very serious thing when you are in that situation. It is really, really scary, and it should be taken seriously. So, if you ever do need to approach that topic, then just make sure you set the tone before you talk about what's going on, because then they're more likely to take you seriously. So, yeah. And then lastly is just communicating with your parents about what you want to do versus what they want to do. So they want you to do. So I was a marching band kid, and I will always be a marching band kid. I love marching band, and I loved marching band. I'm not in marching band now, because I'm out of high school, and I'm not at a university, so I don't have college marching band, and it sucks. It really sucks, you guys. So anyway, I loved marching band so much. The feeling of that you have all these people around you that would definitely back you up if they ever had to. It's like a huge family. It's an amazing experience. I loved marching band, even though I didn't really get along with everybody in marching band. And I don't think half the people liked me in marching band. I still knew that if I needed them, they were there. And if they needed me, I was there. So I loved marching band, and certain people in my family they wanted me to do acting and musicals and stuff like that, and that just was not my thing. I love to sing, but like at the acting part, I suck at. And they're like, the reason why they thought I would be so good at acting is because I was a really dramatic kid, and I did cry a lot as a kid, but that's all. I just cried a lot. I don't know how else I was dramatic. I just cried a crap ton, and it was never fake. I never fake cried. I don't know how to fake cry. Every time I cried, it was real. So it's frustrating, and they were so serious with me doing acting, and it drove me crazy, because it was like, no, I really want to do marching band. I love marching band. Basically like, back off, please. So how you could approach this, I think the best way to do it is to be like, I understand that you want me to do this, but I would really, really enjoy this better, and I think this will be better for ABC reason. I think half the time that your parents want you to do something that you don't want to do, it's either A, because they wish they would have done it in high school, or maybe they did do it in high school and they really liked it, or B, they think you'll be good at it. And if you don't think you'll be good at it, then tell them why you won't be good at it. And C, and then lastly, they probably want you to get some kind of scholarship out of the deal. So when you are telling them what you would rather do, tell them the kind of scholarships you'll get. Tell them what you love about it. Tell them why you're good at it or why you love it. I was not good at marching band, but I loved marching band. I had so much passion for it, and it was literally, marching band was like my life. And so, explain why you love it, explain why you want to do it, explain what it means to you, and just Explain that that you understand that they had an amazing time in doing marching band, or they had an amazing time doing acting, and it's just not for you. You know, just explain that, like, you understand where they're coming from, but you'd rather do this, and make sure you tell them why you want to do it. And I just think it would be a more positive conversation than just, no, I'm not going to do acting, you know. So yeah. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful for you guys to talk to your parents or any other kind of authority type figures you have in your life. So, yeah. I love you guys very much. I really appreciate you guys watching. If you like this, please give it a thumbs up. Also, please comment down below. I love to talk to you guys. As you know, I reply to everybody's comments. So, yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys.